I'm Scott.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Melissa.
Would you trust the American Academy of Pediatrics, the National Adoption Center, and the American Medical Association to provide sound advice on raising children? Most people would probably consider these associations trustworthy. However, there is one instance in which their recommendations are being ignored. Although all three claim that a child raised by a homosexual couple will be as well adjusted as a child raised by a heterosexual couple, people have fought and continue to fight to keep same-sex couples from adopting. I'm here today to discuss with you the need for quality adoptive homes, how allowing same-sex couples to adopt can help meet this need, and how you can help. I've gathered my information from a variety of sources, including CNN.com, the Los Angeles Times, the U.S. News and World Report, and USA Today. Ensuring that same-sex couples are able to adopt will help meet the need for loving, caring, and stable adoptive homes. Let's begin by looking at the need that currently exists. There are 520,000 children in the foster care system. Of these, 129,000 are eligible for adoption. However, USA Today reports that only 50,000 children are adopted each year. That's less than half of those eligible. The rest are left to bounce around in the foster care system. David Ambrose of the LA Times recalls his experience as a foster child as very negative. He longed for permanence, and he did not care what type of parent gave it to him as long as they loved him. He was lucky because although he lacked permanence, his experience was better than many children in the foster care system who live in homes that are as bad as the situation from which they were removed. Children currently in foster care are not the only ones at risk. Those that age out have the odds stacked against them. Children that age out, of those, less than 50% graduate from high school, and less than 4% of those go on to college. They face unusually high rates of incarceration, poverty, and homelessness. We must find a way to meet the needs that children have now and to ensure their future success. One way to do this is to let all interested parties apply to adopt a child, including same-sex couples. As I mentioned earlier, a number of agencies interested in the best way to raise a child support adoption by same-sex couples. They believe that it is just as viable an option as adoption by a heterosexual couple, and they believe that it is definitely preferable to leaving a child in the foster care system. Of course, same-sex couples would have to go through the same rigorous application process as heterosexual couples. This process serves to weed out any unfit parents. Obviously, allowing same-sex couples to adopt does not mean that every child will have a home. But every child that is adopted is a small victory. That is one more child with loving parents, and one more with an increased chance for success in the future. When considering the lives of children, all small successes are actually quite large. You may be wondering what you can do to help this situation. If you live in a state in which this matter comes to a vote, be sure to vote against a ban on same-sex adoption. Sometimes states try to do this by keeping unmarried couples or single parents from adopting. Make sure in your state you try to allow everyone interested to adopt. If you live in a state in which it is already banned, you need to raise community awareness and write your legislator about the changes you would like to see. Obviously, there is a great need for a higher number of quality adoptive homes. Allowing same-sex couples to adopt can help meet this need. Erik Erikson, a well-known social development theorist, once said that someday maybe there will exist a well-informed, well-considered, and yet fervent public conviction that the most deadly of all possible sins is the mutilation of a child's spirit. Help prevent such mutilation by allowing all interested couples to adopt a child.